Alright, Caps and Pioneers about to get started here. I guess they pushed back the start time 15 minutes at some point. I'll have Ryan Culligan starting in nets for the Caps today. Starting lineup for the Caps: Mitchell, Morton, and Heffernan. O'Donnell and Binks on the back end. It's not very warm in this rink. The heat is on, but you can barely feel it. Looks like they're just going over the lineups on the iPad. Alright, looks like we're ready to get going here. All right, Liam Mitchell in for the face-off here. It's tied up, picked up by Bryce Heffernan. He'll move it into the offensive zone, looks to the middle, gets it back in the corner, tries to slide it out in front again. Pioneers break back the other way. Mitchie with a good back check, and they're going to call a penalty on that. They're calling a hold. This could end up being a long game if that's being called as a hold. So the Caps with a penalty kill, 14:40 left in the period. Heffernan, Morton, Binks, and O'Donnell stay out to kill off this penalty. Tied up, worked back to the line by the Pioneers. Comes to the line, and that's off to get that puck out. Max Morton in on the forecheck. Turnover by the Pioneers. Heffernan in, tried a toe drag, but couldn't get by his man. He's hooked a little bit there. Jack LaBelle in on the pinch. Pioneers work it back the other way and try and get settled up. They walk in, shot on net. It's tied up against the post. It was tied up against the post, and I guess it's a goal for the Pioneers. So it looked like it was tied up on the post, but referee did not blow his whistle. Well, that's the way it goes. So we have Johnson, McLean, and Munn on the forward unit, and Toole and LaBelle on the back end. Toole D to LaBelle, LaBelle up to McLean, McLean into the middle, gets to the line, tied up against the boards. That's going to go in behind the net, around the other side. D-to-D pass by the Pioneer. Try and work it out this side. Pioneers in, stick check by Jack LaBelle. Hart Johnson will bring the puck back the other way. He tries to go into the middle, picked up by Blake McLean. He couldn't get a handle on the puck, so the Pioneers are going to work it back the other way. That pass is wide, picked up by Jack Tucker and deflected out of play off a Pioneer's stick. I guess it's going to come back in the zone. Russell, Baxter, Dylan Johnson, Tucker, and Binks. Puck comes out to the line, but not quite out. Drifts in front of the net, poke check by Binks to keep that out of the goal mouth. Russell picks up the puck. There's a delayed penalty coming up behind the play. Russell goes around the net. Tries to work it out in front, but that's played by the Pioneers. Caps will go to the power play. .47 left in the first period. So we'll have Mitchell, Baxter, Russell, Hart Johnson, and Binks out for the power play. Mitchell in for the face-off. One back to Russell. Russell tried to go into the middle, and that's poked past two Caps players. Nice back check by Liam Mitchell there to cut out that opportunity. He's going to skate up ice and set up for the power play. He's on the right side here. Works it to Russell at the line. Russell works it in, has a shot on. That's deflected away. Binks works it to Mitchell on the near side. Down in the corner, can't see what's going on down there. Fight for the puck. 1 minute 20 left in the power play. Pioneers pick up the puck. They try and get it out. Binks in on the pinch. He'll work it back in behind the net. And then it's sent up the boards around the other side. And it'll be picked up by Russell. Russell had a little trouble getting a hold of that puck in the corner. Russell works it far side to Mitchell. Picked up by Baxter, back to Mitchell. Mitchell's in. He has a low shot on. It's sent away. Played back out by the Pioneers. It's going to come to Culligan. Culligan plays it to the bench. Picked up by the Pioneers. We got 30 seconds left in the penalty. Pioneers work it around the net. Binks picks it up. Works it to Baxter. Baxter works through the middle. Baxter goes wide. Beats his man, looking for options. Works it back to Russell at the line. Russell back to Baxter. Baxter with a shot. That's off the crossbar and out of play. 4 seconds left on the penalty to the Pioneers. McLean, Munn, Hart Johnson, Tucker, and O'Donnell out for the last of the power play here. That's pushed in behind the net by the Pioneers. It's going to come out towards the line and pass. Should be icing and will be called back on icing. So face off in the Pioneer zone. 10:38 left in the first period. McLean won the face-off over to Hart Johnson. He tried to play it back to the line, but couldn't connect there. O'Donnell goes behind the net to regroup. He works it up to Johnson. Johnson pushes it to McLean, but that's a little too far for him. Icing's waved off. Comes up the far side boards. Pioneers play it through the middle. LaBelle with the block. Puck goes to the corner. Played out in front. Hart Johnson picks it up and gets it over to Parker Munn. Parker Munn's going to go up the right side. Looks to go behind the net, but couldn't get there. McLean picks up the puck. McLean turns behind the net. Russell's there to help out. He comes out with the puck. He's looking to move the puck. Puts it back into the corner to Munn. That's knocked away from Munn and up the side. Toole plays it at the line. That's directed into the corner by Pioneers goalie. Russell picks up the puck. He is allowed to walk out, but shoots it high, and it bounces awkwardly in behind the net. Pioneers will try and get it out. Jack LaBelle knocked that down. Jack Baxter's going to pick that up off Russell's stick. And there's another penalty coming up to the Caps. Two minutes for slashing on the Caps. Caps out for the penalty kill. Russell, Tucker, Johnson, and Binks. Face off one back by the Pioneers. They work at D to D. Shot coming. That's wide. Tried to send it out in front. It comes up the far side boards. It's going to go behind the net. Pioneers work it out to the line. Put into the corner by the Pioneers. Tucker in battling for that puck. Good work by Jack to tie that puck up in for a while. Pioneers work it back to the point, to the wing. Down into the corner. Now back to the point. So on the wing here, back to the point. That's deflected slightly by Dylan Johnson to give Tucker a chance to play that puck. He couldn't quite get it out. He's going to jam in front. Stopped by Culligan. Played out to the line, but not out. Pioneers going to have another chance here. Shot cross crease. Russell picks up that loose puck, and he'll have a chance to clear. He gets it in deep. He's one-on-one with a defenseman here. Shoves it towards the net. The puck's sitting there. Backhand try. Couldn't quite put it in. 40 seconds left in the penalty kill. O'Donnell with a shot on. That's Mitchell in on the forecheck. Coughed up by the Pioneers. Morton will put it deep. Mitchell will be in on the pressure. We have Toole and O'Donnell out on the back end. 20 seconds left in the penalty to the Caps. That puck was out, but the linesman said it stayed in. O'Donnell works it up the boards. That's in offside and will be blown down with 4 seconds left on the penalty to the Caps. Mitchell, Morton, O'Donnell, and Toole out the last part of this penalty kill. One by the Pioneers. They go D to D. We're now even strength. That's picked off by Mitchell. Mitchell gets it to Baxter. Baxter's going to go wide. Shot, blocker save by the Pioneers goalie. Pioneers work at D to D. Down the near side. Up through the middle. They've got a 2-on-1 back this way. Covered by Culligan. So 1-0 Pioneers. 6:47 left in the first period. We got Mitchell, Heffernan, Morton, Binks, and LaBelle out. Won by the Pioneers to the point, put into the corner. LaBelle in to fight for that puck. Mitchell picks it up and gets it to Morton. Morton tried to get it across to Heffernan but couldn't connect. D-to-D pass by the Pioneers. They work it in their zone with good pressure from the Caps. That's stolen by Heffernan. Gets it to Morton. Morton plays it deep. Mitchell will be on that puck. He makes a nice play. Works it back to the point to Binks. Binks works it back to Mitchell. Mitchell with a shot on. That's wide. LaBelle on the pinch here. Just past him. Wasn't quite kept in. Morton will work it back into Heffernan. Heffernan turns. Mitchell is hit there in the corner. LaBelle's going to turn. Gets it up to McLean. We got a partial line change here. Heffernan worked it into the middle, and that's going to come out of the Cap or the Pioneer zone. They're going to dump it, try and dump it deep, but that's picked off by O'Donnell. O'Donnell gets it to McLean. McLean's tied up against the boards, but gets it deep into the Pioneers zone. Munn and Johnson fight for the puck in the corner. Puck comes out. Denied by O'Donnell. Caps will come back with a 3-on-3 opportunity here. McLean dumps it in. Pioneers pick up the puck. Work it up the far side. Dropped at the line by the Pioneers, sent towards the net. Partially covered, but cleared away by O'Donnell. Not quite out though. McLean picks up a loose puck and gets it out. But he's played well by the Pioneers. The delayed penalty here. It's going to go on the Caps for a slash. So I think we're going to have to get used to everything being called here today. So we'll have Baxter, Russell, Toole, and LaBelle out for the penalty kill. One into the corner by Baxter. He'll get it around to Russell. Russell with a chance to clear and does. That'll be retrieved by the Pioneers. Baxter on the forecheck. Pioneers work the puck up through the middle. That's intercepted by Baxter. He'll bring that puck in. He has a shot on. Misses by just a little bit near side blocker. Pioneers cough up the puck and Toole fires it back in to the Pioneer zone. Baxter picks off the pass. He has a shot on. The rebound was right there and Easton put it right off the post. He tries to work it back into the middle. You got 1:10 left in the penalty to the Caps. Pioneers try and work it over the line. They dump it in deep. Toole will have a chance to clear because the wing's open on this side and will. That'll go all the way down to the Pioneer zone where they'll pick up the puck. We got a line change here. Mitchell, Dylan Johnson, Binks, and Tucker on. Liam with a shorthanded chance here on a turnover and saved by the Pioneers goalie on the back end. So Mitchell in for the face-off. Johnson, Binks, and Tucker out. 43 seconds left in the penalty. It's played back. Binks chips that deep into the Pioneer zone. Mitchell on the forecheck with Johnson. Pioneers work it up the near side and into the zone. That's cut out by Mitchell. Mitchell gets it over to Johnson and he gets it out. Pioneers get it in deep. Work it up the wing near side. They come out from behind the net. They're looking for options here. They work it to the point. Shot from the point, gloved by Culligan. 4 seconds left on the penalty kill for the Caps. We got Morton, Mitchell, Toole, and O'Donnell out for the defensive zone face-off. Morton ties up the puck. That's played into the corner. O'Donnell come looking for McLean out of the box. He tried to work it through the middle but couldn't connect. Pioneers work it back in. Denied at the line by McLean. Mitchie's out. He's a Morton 2-on-1. He has a shot. Blocker save. Mitchell's hauled down, and there's going to be a penalty called on the Pioneers. So another penalty. And I think that's 5 penalties so far in 13 minutes of play. So it could be a long, cold game. Mitchell, Munn, Baxter, Russell, and Binks out on the power play. Puck's back to Russell. Russell has a shot on. That's gloved by the Pioneers goalie. Mitchell in for the face-off. Face-off, won by the Caps. Puck's tied up against the boards. Puck's going to come out to Russell. Russell works it to Mitchell. Mitchell into the middle. He has a shot that hit a body. Came right back through the crease. Baxter works in. Munn couldn't quite put it in. Puck comes to the line to Binks. Binks gets it over to Mitchell, but a big save by the Pioneers. Comes back to Russell at the line. That's sent on net. That was chipped wide. Binks chips it into the corner to Munn. Goalie doesn't have a stick. He's trying to pick one up. Shot on, scores! So that's Mitchell back to Russell and tipped in by Baxter. So goal is Jack Baxter from Mitchell and Russell. So that ties up the game on a power play. All right, so we got Hart Johnson, Blake McLean, and Dylan Johnson on with Toole and O'Donnell. That puck was chipped out into the Pioneers bench. The face-off will come outside the zone. Got Jack LaBelle coming on here in place of Matthew O'Donnell. So face-off one back. Toole plays it to LaBelle. LaBelle a little bit too strong for of a pass there for Hart Johnson. Put into the corner by the Pioneers. Toole plays him hard in the corner. Jack LaBelle knocks over a Pioneers player. Hart Johnson plays it into the middle to Dylan Johnson. Dylan gets a shot on. That's saved by the Pioneers goalie. I didn't see what happened in the corner, but I think there's offsetting. Well, there's a slash behind the play, so the Caps will go back to the penalty kill here with 40 seconds left in the first period. Call is a slash after the whistle. So face-off will be in the cap zone. Morton in to take the face-off with Heffernan, LaBelle, and Toole. Puck comes out to the line. Saw it right on Culligan, but he makes the save. He had a clear view of it. Morton in for the face-off. 34 seconds left in the period. One back by the Pioneers. They work it to the middle. Shot on. Saved by Culligan. Caps got to make sure they clear that traffic out from in front of the net there. Mitchell in for the face-off here. He wins it back to Toole. Toole tries to go behind the net, but picked off by the Pioneers. They get set up. 20 seconds left in the penalty. That's towards the net. Lyon there. Knocked away from the crease by LaBelle. Good play. Comes out to the line. They go D to D. It's a shot from this side, blocked by Mitchell. LaBelle has a chance for a clear and does. That should do it for the period. So after one period of play, the game's tied 1-1. Caps will start the period on the penalty kill with 1 minute and 20 seconds left on the penalty. All right, Mitchell, Heffernan, O'Donnell, Tucker to start the penalty kill here. 1 minute and 20 seconds left with it. It's one back to Tucker. Tucker goes around the net, tries to get it to O'Donnell. O'Donnell's hauled down, and there's going to be a penalty called on the Pioneers. So that'll even things up. It'll be 4-on-4 for a minute 7. Morton and Baxter, O'Donnell and Tucker out for the Caps. Tied up by Baxter. Played out to just over the line. O'Donnell couldn't quite keep it in. Morton turns, tries to get it in the middle to Baxter. No luck there. Tucker has trouble with that. He's manhandled a little bit there. Nice play by Jack to fend off his opponent. Pioneers work it through the middle. They look like they're offside, but no call on that. Baxter picks up a loose puck. He works it through the middle to Morton. Morton gets it into the Pioneers zone. Pioneers will work it back the other way. They have a chance to go 3-on-2. That's picked up. Loose puck picked up by O'Donnell. O'Donnell's going to skate in. Baxter loses an edge as he enters the zone. Morton on the forecheck. Worked around by the Pioneers. Pinched by Tucker. He puts it in behind the net. He's fighting for it. He comes out in front. Shot on. Puck's lying there. Caps are now on the power play. That's sent in front of the net. Jamming away at it. Pioneers are going to have a chance to clear. Comes to the line, kept in by Tucker. He fires it into the corner. Binks is going to regroup here. Binks tries to get it up to Mitchell, but that's past him or off the referee. Mitchell gets it to the front of the net. That's deflected initially by Baxter, but then the first save was made, but then he poked in the rebounds. So that's Baxter with his second goal. Assist goes to Liam Mitchell. And I don't know if it was yeah, it must have been a power play goal, I guess. Yeah, power play goal for the Caps. Makes it 2-1. McLean, Munn, Hart Johnson with Toole and LaBelle. This is Munn up the right side after getting the pass from Toole. McLean in behind the net. Puck's taken away from him and worked up the near side boards by the Pioneers. LaBelle picks up a loose puck. Returns. And Jack LaBelle keeps going. He has a shot on. Puck comes to the line. That's Toole. Puck's played in deep by Toole. Pioneers pick up the puck behind the net. Try the near side boards. That's cut off by Johnson. Pioneers try this side again. That's cut off by LaBelle. LaBelle with a shot on net. That's tipped by McLean, but wide of the net. Played out by the Pioneers. That's Toole with a nice defensive play. Comes back to LaBelle. He's got Munn open. He tries to tap it to McLean, but it's a little bit too far for him. Let's pass the Caps deep. Icing's called off. Not sure why that was called off. O'Donnell behind the net. Puck's taken away from him. Nice play by O'Donnell there to get that puck back, and that's chipped out of play. For a whistle. 11:29 left in the second period. We have Morton, Mitchell, Heffernan, Binks, and O'Donnell out for the defensive zone face-off. One back by Mitchell to O'Donnell. O'Donnell plays it near side to Heffernan. Heffernan picks up the puck and gets it to Mitchell. Mitchell gets it deep. Morton on the steal. Morton gets it to Mitchell. Mitchell turns, and it's onto the Pioneer stick. They work it into the middle and send it deep. Binks back to retrieve. Tries to settle down a rolling puck. Binks sees fire side to Morton. Morton dances at the line. He's in. Puck's held up a little bit. Heffernan gets it over to Morton. Morton with a shot opportunity. He's knocked off the puck. Pioneers come back the other way. Binks works it into the skates of the Pioneers. Stopped at the line and in offside by the Pioneers. We'll have Russell, Johnson, and Baxter come out for the neutral zone face-off. Toole and Tucker on the back end. Face-off won by the Pioneers. Fired in deep by the Pioneers. Toole there to battle for the puck in the corner. Goes around the net, picked up by Russell. Johnson works it. It's off Baxter's skate. Icing's called off. Baxter's bumped into the boards. He's got, he had his stick tied up. Pioneers try and work it through the middle. Cut off nicely by Tucker. Russell's going to work it in. Russell gets it to Baxter in front of the net. He tried to go 5-hole. Knocked away by the goalie. And the Pioneers will ice that puck. So good chance there for the Caps. We'll have McLean in for the face-off with Hart Johnson and Parker Munn, O'Donnell and LaBelle on the back end. Face-off one back by the Caps. O'Donnell puts a shot on net, and that's gloved by the Pioneers goalie. Okay, puck to the line. LaBelle keeps it in. It's in behind the Pioneers net. O'Donnell comes in on the pinch, keeps it in. Comes out towards the line. Pioneers try and work it through the middle. That's cut off by McLean. Pioneers try and work it out again. LaBelle with a good step up. Keep that out. That's worked up the boards to Munn. Munn works it back into the middle. He plays it through the feet of the Pioneers defenseman and picks up the puck and scores. So that's Parker Munn with the goal. I think the assist probably goes to Jack LaBelle. I think he played that up to him. So Munn from LaBelle to make it 3-1. That's 8:59 left in the second period. Face off one by the Caps, played up the boards to Heffernan. Heffernan plays it in deep. Mitchell in on the forecheck with Morton. Morton battling for the puck in behind the goal. He comes out with it. He reverses it to Mitchell. Mitchell gets the puck out in front, but couldn't connect there. Played far side. Tucker's going to have to go back and get that puck. Tucker reverses, tries to get it up to Morton. Mitchell's going to go out to help. That's into the near side corner. Dropped out in front of the net and covered by Culligan. So 3-1 Caps. 8:18 left in the second period. Mitchell, Heffernan, Morton, Toole, and LaBelle. LaBelle around the net. And he tried to connect with a pass to Munn, but it'll be called for icing. Face off tied up. Pioneers player knocked down, and they're going to call that one. Calling a trip on that one, but that was just a battle for the puck. So Caps back to the penalty kill. Mitchell, Morton, Binks, and LaBelle out to kill this penalty. 8:03 left in the second period. Pioneers player gets kicked out. Mitchell ties it up. It's in some feet. Gets back towards the line. Picked up by LaBelle. He couldn't play that puck out. In behind the net. That's played in front. Comes to the line. Covered by Culligan. Hey, wholesale line change here. Russell, Dylan Johnson, Tucker, and O'Donnell out for the defensive zone face-off. 1:37 left in the second in the penalty. Russell in for the face-off. The referee was talking to Culligan in net about a slash that he got on his trapper before the linesman dropped the puck before they were finished chatting. Puck's to the line. Johnson gets it out. Pioneers will try and regroup in their zone. Russell causes a turnover. That was in Dylan Johnson's feet. Pioneers get it out to Tucker. Tucker tries to send it in deep, but it's deflected. Easton Russell's got control of the puck. He'll turn into and put it deep into the corner. That's turned over through the middle. Russell turns back into the zone, plays it through the middle. Gets it deep into the Pioneer zone again. 40 seconds left in the penalty. Baxter's on the ice with McLean. That was a shot partially deflected by the Caps D, and it fooled Culligan on a weak shot. Nothing much a goalie can do about that one on a deflection like that. But that'll make it 3-2 Caps on a power play goal to the Pioneers. McLean, Munn, Johnson, Dinks, and LaBelle. Graham Binks gets back to recover on that turnover. LaBelle turns around the net, plays it into the corner to Binks. A little too far for him. Comes out to the line. That's off of Caps. Flat shot towards the net. Art Johnson picks up the puck, but it's in his feet. That puck came out when they went back in, so it'll be offside on the Pioneers. Russell, Baxter, Johnson, Toole, and Tucker. Toole and Russell battling for the puck. Russell comes out with the puck. He chips it out. Almost past the Pioneers D. Johnson plays it in onto the stick of the Pioneers. Pioneers work it out. We got a 2-on-2 drop pass here. Dangerous looking play going into the boards there. There's a pile up in front of the net. Puck's loose in front of the net. Jamming away at it. It's coming out to the line. Blocked by the Caps. Johnson and Russell are out on a 2-on-1. Got a trailer. It's a 3-on-1. Couldn't capitalize on it. Pioneers come back the other way. Chip pass. O'Donnell. O'Donnell plays it. That one played off the back end boards right out in front. So that's a tie game, 3-3. Mitchell, Morton, and Heffernan. Stopped at the line by O'Donnell. O'Donnell gets it over, or Morton gets it over to Heffernan. Heffernan shot on, saved by the Pioneers goalie. 4 minutes, 36 seconds left in the second period. Mitchell, Heffernan, and Morton, O'Donnell, and Binks. Heffernan picks up a loose puck, has a shot on net. There's a rebound there. Put on net. Rebound was there. The referee seems to be happy to have chats with the Pioneers and not give them penalties. Face-off here, Mitchell in for the face-off. That's one back. Morton's hook. Binks plays it back in deep. That's ice down the ice by the Pioneers. Mitchell in for the faceoff. 1 to Morton. Morton gets it in behind the net. Pioneers are there first. Played off the boards by O'Donnell, but Pioneers come out. Mitchell's there to back check. O'Donnell tries to get it up the boards, but that's turned over. They'll have McLean, Toole, and Johnson on with LaBelle and Munn. McLean in for the face-off, wins it to the corner to Toole. Toole bumps it over to McLean. McLean fights for it behind the puck. Taking a little bit too long. Puck comes out towards the blue line. Poked away from Pioneers, but given right back to the Pioneers. And a big glove save by Culligan. Russell, Baxter, Johnson, Toole, and LaBelle. Russell picks up the puck. Dylan Johnson gets the line and gets it deep. Baxter will be first on it. He pins it up against the boards, fights for it. Russell tries to come out with it, but the Pioneers pick it off and work it out through the middle. Pioneers score. Make it 4-3. 3:05 left in the second. Baxter, Johnson, Russell, Tucker, Binks. 3:05 left. That's cut off by Binks. Played out. Deep into the cap zone. Pioneers tag up. Russell plays it out. Sent back in. Offside on the Pioneers. Binks is going to pick it up. He plays it out. That's icing. We'll have Mitchell, Morton, Heffernan, Binks, and Tucker. .238 left in the second period. One back to Binks. Binks will have a shot opportunity here that's deflected by Pioneer's stick and out of play. Bases tied up. So we have Mitchell, Morton, Heffernan, Toole, and O'Donnell. Puck picked up by Morton, played back to the point. O'Donnell gets it towards the net, and that's saved by a sprawling goalkeeper. .211 left in the second period. Pioneers are getting kicked out of face-offs here. Face-off, push deep. Pioneers break out. Work through the middle. Shot directed aside by Culligan, played in behind the net by the Pioneers. They'll retain possession. Toole works it around the net to the far side. Morton will be there to put on pressure. That's chipped in behind the net. Backhanded towards the middle of the net. Comes out to the line. Deflected aside by a shin pad. Heffernan gets it out. That's kept in by O'Donnell. I guess the call's offside. .118 left in the period. Russell, Munn, Baxter, Binks, and Lavelle. Caps put the puck in deep. 53 seconds left in the period. Worked up the far side boards. Russell's hauled down, but there's no call there. Binks is going to go back and retrieve. Binks plays it up to Russell. Russell to Baxter. Baxter moving up ice. Moves into the middle. Goes around the net. Hauled down, but still no call. 25 seconds left in the period. Lavelle back for the puck. Eight seconds left. Called offside at the line. So 4-3 Pioneers. 7 seconds left in the period. Russell, Munn, Baxter, Toole, and Tucker. One back into the cap zone. Man on. Tucker will just pin that against the board. And that's the end of the period. All right, back for the third period here, 4-3 Pioneers. Yes, there was a bit of a fracas there at the end of the period. Ended up with offsetting minors. So start 5-on-5. Baxter, Russell, Munn, O'Donnell, and Binks. One back by Baxter. Binks plays it up to Russell. Russell gets the line and pushes it in deep. Munn pulls the puck out from the corner. Pioneers work it around the net. They work it up to the line, kept in by Binks to Russell. Russell gets it to Baxter, who tried to get it across to Munn, but no luck there. Russell loses the puck. Cut out in the middle by Binks. Turned by Munn. Munn's got Baxter in. Russell going to the net, and that's saved by the Pioneers goalie. Mitchell, Morton, Heffernan, O'Donnell, and Tucker come out. Mitchell in for the face-off. One back by the Pioneers. Up the near side boards. Kicked in. Should be icing. And it is icing. Mitchell, Heffernan, Martin, O'Donnell, Tucker stay out. Mitchell in for the face-off. Should be offside here. No call. O'Donnell back to pick up the puck. That outlet pass is cut out by the Pioneers. But far side. Sent in front. Through the crease. With no one there for the Pioneers. They make a pass out in front. Shot wide. Heffernan's going to pick up the puck. He gets the line. Works around. Takes a sharp angle shot. Pioneers will come back the other way. The ball works him into the corner. Mitchell gets the puck to Johnson. Johnson gets it up to McLean. McLean's hacked. Puck's sitting in front of the net, and Johnson put it towards the net off the trapper. Puck's in Hart Johnson's feet. He maintains control. He's hauled down. Hit in the head and no call. Binks is back to retrieve. He goes around the net. Plays it up to LaBelle. Plays it to Hart. There was like 4 penalties down there. Open your eyes, there's 4 penalties down there. All right, so Caps called on a penalty there. They'll go back to the penalty kill. Pioneers kicked out of the face-off again. Won by Baxter, picked up by LaBelle. LaBelle gets it up to Russell. Russell ices the puck. Baxter's going to be the first one there. He puts the pressure on. Play through the middle. Shot on net. Saved by Culligan. 12:03 left in the period. 1:40 left in the penalty. Russell in for the face-off. Tied up. Play to the line. Shot. Blocked in front by the D. Russell's going to pick up the loose puck. He goes wide. Trying to go back into the middle. He's knocked down. Pioneers. Circle. Picked off by Binks. Binks has a shot on. Walker save. Baxter doing a nice job. Pioneers will bring the puck in. Around the net. Binks is the first one there. He pins the puck and reverses it around this side. Baxter will be the first guy there. He ices the puck down. Russell on the forecheck. We got Mitchell O'Donnell on the ice. Mitchell causes a turnover. He's in on the goalie. That shot on. Somehow kept out by the goalie. He's hooked. No call. Caps keep the puck in. Good play by Heffernan. Chip forward. Heffernan's going to pick up the puck and chip it back in. 10 seconds left on the penalty to the Caps. Shot wide by the Pioneers. Glove saved by Culligan. Mitchell, Heffernan, Morton, Binks, and Tucker. One back by the Pioneers. Play towards the net. It's in some feet. Mitchell picks up the puck and gets it up to Heffernan. Heffernan through the middle to Morton. Morton's got Binks with him. Drop pass, sent deep. Pioneers will work that out. Binks picks up the puck, gets it over to Morton. Morton gets in on the blue line. He's got Mitchell going towards the net. He picks up the puck, works it back to Tucker. Tucker works it far side. Binks puts it into the corner. Heffernan comes out with it. He's knocked off the puck, and the Pioneers will try and skate this puck out. Mitchell comes over to pick up that loose puck. Played into the middle. Morton with a good effort there to get that puck. He goes around the net. He's hooked, and he's actually going to call it. Caps will go to the power play here. We got Mitchell, Baxter, Russell, Binks, and Munn out for the power play. Mitchell in for the face-off. One back to Binks. Binks plays it to Baxter. Baxter shot on, low shot, no rebound was directed aside. Munn picks up the puck and gets it to Mitchell. Mitchell works it back to the line. Nice save by Baxter, but the Pioneer goalie somehow gloved that one. He's got an unorthodox style to him where he's always seems to be leaning out forward, but he's made a lot of good saves. Mitchell back in for the face-off one. Caps got kicked out of the face-off there. Russell wins it back to Baxter. They can't find the puck, but it's pushed in deep. Baxter picks it up. Jam play. Saved by the Pioneers goalie. Mitchell in for the face-off. One back by Mitchell. Thinks controls. He spins. Plays it back to Russell. Russell gets it over to Mitchell. He's got time and space. He has a shot that's high and wide. Chipped out and passed. Russell back on D. Glove save by Culligan. Pioneers working in behind the net. Russell's going to pick up and set up the breakout. Russell a little too far for Mitchell, but he skates onto it. He's going to get the line and set up. Works back to Russell. Russell with a shot on. That's off a pad. Chipped out towards the line, but Russell will keep that in. He gets over a one-timer to Baxter, but he fans on it slightly. Mitchell back to Russell. Shot on net. A couple of good chances there for the Caps, but had trouble beating this goalie. 32 seconds left in the power play. McLean, Morton, Heffernan out. Morton controls the puck into the corner. He's given a chance to come out in front. He's hooked down and no call. Tip towards the net. Face-off come to the near side here. Mitchell in for the face-off. Face-off one back to O'Donnell. O'Donnell gets to the front of the net. Tool. Puck lying there. Caps couldn't put that loose puck in. Pioneers will get the puck out. It's into the Tool's feet. He's in a foot race there and he wins. He's pulled down. This referee's just, I don't know what he's doing with these face-offs. Face-off one to the boards by Morton, played around to O'Donnell. O'Donnell reverses to Toole. Toole gets it up to Heffernan. It's off his stick. O'Donnell steps up. Puck's knocked off his stick and he's knocked down. Toole's going to work it through the middle. He gets to Heffernan. Heffernan drops it to Mitchell. He gets it in behind the net to Morton. Morton works it out. He gets it to the line to Toole. Toole gets it over to Binks. Binks with a shot. Rebounds there. 36 seconds left in the period, 2 minutes left in the second period, or second penalty. I think they've messed something up there. Anyways, 2 minutes, 36 seconds left in the game, 2 minutes left in the penalty. We got Baxter, Heffernan, Tucker plays it out. Baxter's going to be on him. It's in his feet. He chops it towards the net. Pioneers get the puck out, and we'll work it back this way. They work it around the net. Try and jam it around out front, but get it to the line. Worked far side. Shot towards the net. That's up in the air, covered by Culligan. One minute, 28 seconds left in the penalty. Baxter in for the face-off with Heffernan, O'Donnell, and Binks. One back to the line by the Pioneers. They fire it around the boards to the far side. Heffernan's there to pick up the puck. And they're offside, but no call. Heffernan tries to work it back. Nice play by O'Donnell. Puck's in behind the net. .53 seconds left in the penalty. Puck played to the line. Saved by Culligan. 44 seconds left in the penalty. 1 minute, 20 left in the period. Caps call a timeout. Defensive zone face-off here for the Caps. 44 seconds left in the penalty. Baxter, Morton, Baxter, Mitchell, Toole, and Binks. Tied up. Binks has the puck. Tries to dump it. That's ice by Pioneers. .34 seconds left in the penalty. So if the Caps can kill this off, they'll have 36 seconds of even strength to try and tie this game up. Mitchell in for the face-off. One to the near side boards. Baxter shoves it deep. We've got an empty net, so it is 5-on-5 right now. That's out in front. Puck's lying there. Toole with a shot. We got 18 seconds left in the penalty. 54 seconds left in the period. Baxter in for the face-off with Mitchell and Morton. Binks and O'Donnell. That's controlled by Mitchell. Mitchell to Binks. Binks with a shot. And that's gobbled up by the Pioneers goalie. Mitchell in for the face-off with Heffernan and Baxter. One back to Binks. Binks shot. Directed to the side. Penalty's almost expired. Hart will join. Pioneers have the puck. Nice step up by O'Donnell. Brought in by Heffernan. That's knocked away. One is back. We got 17 seconds left. Puck's tied up. He came out, went back in. O'Donnell got on. So the Pioneers take this one.